Okay, I am Jeffrey Rogue Kohut. This is my Potter's Journal for November now 2025. In today's video, shipping and packing. Two things here. Okay, I am well known for my petitsa or nut roll baking pans. I'm the Slovenian potter. People track me down on Facebook and say they want one or any way they can. I'm hard to find, but when they do, I'm going to show you shipping 5 of these. And also, okay, if you are following ceramic videos, you must know Cosy Ceramic Sheila from the Netherlands, making a trade, so we'll be shipping one off to her as well. Let's see what's going on in the studio today. And this is really all we need, our boxes. Okay, measuring, a straight edge, a ruler, some markers, scissors. Those are for the bubble wrap. I am using, okay, something that was used as an insulating material for shipping either food or maybe live plants. And here we got some tape for the boxes. And we will have to start with the box. Okay, a small piece will secure it. And then pull the two sides tight together. Make sure the flaps are lined up. So a small piece to secure it. And then a big piece over the whole thing. Now, the other thing you will need is a tape gun. Or at least know where you put your tape gun. I spent 2 days searching for it. Oh, maybe it's in the truck. Okay, and we will give the flaps just a start since they were not folded yet. Okay, and my packing material is actually a giant bag, but that's not the way we're going to use it. We are going to cut it down to size. I am going to wrap these one way and then the other. So we will mark this with okay, an extra inch on both sides, an extra 2 inches, 1.5 inches on both sides. We will mark this at about 12 inches. Okay, there, and okay, possibly out of the picture up there, and I'm going to fold it both ways, so we will mark it at 12 and 24. Okay, the other side I think we'll leave a little bit bigger. We don't need it. We only need one cut. Right, not exactly down the center. One will be a little bit wider than the other. And a mark for us to cut on. Okay, so if you're doing this as a hobby, if you're just trading or sending a gift to a friend, and I should say hobby business, if you're doing, you know, only a half a dozen pieces in a year, or even a dozen, finding the packing material may be the way to go. And I've got pieces from, okay, big-time YouTube potters. I've got pieces from Steve Booten, and it looked, as I remember, there was repurposed material. I got pieces from, okay, Fitch McAndrews Pottery, Doug Fitch, and in fact it's on the table, never been dusted. Okay, look at that. This came through the mail. So I'm hoping Sheila's bees will be fine. They're not sticking out quite as far. Okay, so here's the size of the box. We have got approximately 1.5 inches on all sides of the material for bubble wrap, so the piece will be suspended in air. And here, in case we were out of the picture, we've got, okay, space on both sides of this wrap too. And how will we do this? Let's start on the bottom and get that in the picture. Where have you heard that before? Whose video? Okay, and we will start here and wrap it in bubble wrap and wrap it in bubble wrap and wrap it in bubble wrap. And then when we get to the final end, some tape to secure. We will fold one side down, and here you can see we've got about 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of this stuff, and one side up. And a piece of tape, okay, to secure, and we will do the same on the other side. Folding down and up. And now we will roll the other way. Now in my collecting pottery videos, I have shown you how everybody else packs, including Goldmark Gallery, in a handmade box that had cardboard, I forget how thick, with all the sides glued together. That was one of the more interesting. And I will say, and the box in a box method is a great way to go. That's how I did earlier ones. This method, the pieces will be suspended in air. And we got the long edge okay, secured. Now the two sides. And I pre-cut tape for 2 of them. Or maybe you would have liked to see the struggle. So we've got 2 folds actually going over the ends. And both corners have this sticking out. And wait till you see the magic when we pull the box in, how this fills right into the corners. So the piece will be almost like it's suspended in air. Now this box is a bit oversized. The smaller one was just too close to the corners. So we have got about 1.5 inches here to make up. And I will put something in there so if the box is crushed, okay, it doesn't crush and break the corners. I had got actually one piece of pottery, I won't tell you who, you'll have to go through the collecting pottery videos, who the box got crushed. And the seam split, and the piece could have nearly fallen out. And I got a piece from, and here I will tell you who it was, from Amazon, with this in a great big huge box. Okay, some powdered milk for baking. Also in the same box, several small pieces of jewelry in little plush envelopes. Well, the box crushed again. Miraculously, the jewelry did not slip out the side. So I didn't fill out a report, but Amazon could have got it terribly wrong for me. And I always see this seam where the box corners come together, where their 2 pieces meet. So I will even start to give it some extra securing on the inside. Okay, with a piece of tape, but we'll get back to that on the outside. Because the box is a little oversized, I think I can get some extra reinforcing cardboard in there. Now to cut it, you could use a ruler, straight edge, metal straight edge, and a knife, but not on the kitchen table. That's where my shipping and packing department is. However, I'm going to repurpose this. This is a mat cutter from, okay, my past life as a watercolor painter. Okay, for matting paintings. And prints. I did a series of lithograph prints, about 5 or so. Still lifes, I think, mostly, if I remember right. So, great way to repurpose. Here's the blade, one that does an angle for mats, and on the other side, a straight edge. And if the blade was sharp, okay, this double thickness of cardboard might take about 3 swipes, but I think today it will probably take a bit more. ends especially. Okay, there we go. This will be used to do some extra reinforcing. Okay, and once cut down, okay, fold this in, and it will be some extra interior reinforcing. And also padding as well. Okay, the sides extra secure. There is a little bit more room on the bottom and the top. I would never send Sheila those styrofoam peanuts, but we do have some recycled and recyclable shredded paper. So we tuck this down in. Now this is important. This should be taped to the piece should a machine tear the box to shreds. More filler on the top. Okay, and who is to say what that is? And some more cardboard with corners as well to top it off. That I want every inch of the box to be filled and tight, so there's no opportunity for crushing. First, taping the obvious corners. Okay, and we can go once around the entire box. But after the obvious corners, I will do the seams here on the bottom, and come back and, oh, what is that? I think that's just a rip in the cardboard. We'll tape that corner, and especially this one where the seam of the boxes come together. Okay, let's get that in light so you can see the two parts of the box meet. And actually this time it might be working better without that tape dispenser. I will probably find the tape dispenser tomorrow. So Sheila had to go through this too. I hope she's not disappointed. I hope that she says, okay, it was worth it for my little bowl. And okay, I'll let you imagine the rest of the corners. All obvious corners sealed. All extra corners reinforced. Cardboard ribbing on the inside. Packing and foam air to fill up every space so it can't be crushed. Hopefully no machinery will poke a bar through the side. I'm hoping it'll arrive by their gift-giving time. I hope around St. Nicholas Day, I believe that is, maybe the eve before. Now I know things arrive there on steamship. I know once it gets past the United States Postal Service, okay, when it gets to a ship, I know that guys on a cargo boat just stamp it down with boots in the cargo chamber. So we may have to rely on some help over there from Sinterklaas. Hopefully, maybe their beloved Pete. Okay, I'm back from the post. Stop back and see what's going on in the studio next week. Actually, I should say stop back at Cosy Ceramic Sheila to see if it arrived in one piece. Okay, and I'll close you out with a look in the truck here since we're here. Always 3 crates of pots behind the seat, and usually on the side and where the passenger's feet would go to.